From Ticker News with Aaron Young, this is Ticker Today.
Thanks for joining me. First came Liberation Day, followed by a dramatic fallout on global markets. US markets saw their sharpest decline in over 2 years Thursday as fears mounted over President Trump's new tariff policy, potentially triggering widespread global retaliation. Here's how things look now. Major stock indices tumbled by as much as 6%, raising around $2.7 trillion in market value in one day, with the Dow plunging nearly 1,600 points. President Trump responding to questions about the market collapse, standing by his decision despite mounting criticism. Tech stocks taking a heavy hit, with Apple leading the sell-off after the tariff announcement. The company's value dropped by over $300 billion. You're watching Ticker Today. So much to get through. The latest news, business and tech shaping our world. Let's get started. First today, US markets have experienced their most significant drop in over 2 years Thursday as concerns grow about President Trump's new tariff plan possibly inciting global retaliation. Major stock indexes fell by as much as 6%, wiping out nearly $3 trillion in market value, the Dow dropping 1,600 points. The tech sector took a hit, Nasdaq plunging 6% alone, influenced by substantial losses for giants like Nvidia and Apple. We'll speak about Apple soon. President Trump was asked about the market plunge. Here he is.
The markets today are way down, the worst day in years because of the tariff. So how's it going? I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on. And it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country, and we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom, and the rest of the world wants to see, is there any way they can make a deal? They've taken advantage of us for many, many years. For many years, we've been at the wrong side of the ball, and I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be unbelievable. The thing that people have to talk about, we're up almost to $7 trillion of investment coming into our country, and you'll see how it's going to turn out. Our country's going to boom.
Today, allies of the United States expressing their discontent, with France and Canada considering retaliation against American tech firms and tariffs respectively. The situation creating uncertainty, oil prices falling over 6%, inflation expectations now rising, signalling a challenging climate for investors ahead. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer hitting out at Donald Trump and his tariffs.
Yesterday, and I'll focus on the tariffs here, yesterday the president made one of the dumbest decisions in history, one that will negatively impact every single American family, every single one. He's walking us into the dumbest and most avoidable recession probably in history. And let's call the Trump tariff tax for what they really are, a huge tax hike on American families.
The world now reacting to President Trump's announcement of the tax hikes on major trading partners, including a staggering 34% on China, 20% on the EU. The sweeping policy change labelled Liberation Day raises average tariffs to the highest level in over a century, igniting fears of inflation and potential recession in the United States. Economists now warning the drastic measures echo past economic upheavals, potentially reshaping America's trade landscape, much like Nixon's historic decisions. However, the Agriculture Secretary serving for President Trump says Trump is simply trying to fix what she believes are unfair trade restrictions.
Well, let me say this. First of all, yesterday obviously was a big day, and it was an effectuation of the president's vision of national security, of food security, of putting our Americans first, our farmers and our ranchers, which as Secretary of Agriculture is really what I'm focused on. I know we're hearing from countries that are kind of complaining about what's happening, but I have a chart. This is sort of shows you the exports of other countries, India, Taiwan, Japan. This is the average, 14%. Well, down here you've got little bitty United States of America, right? I mean, this is what he's trying to fix.
Meanwhile, analysts warn Trump's new tariffs could threaten the entire global economy. The announcement raising fears of recession as inflation-adjusted incomes now take a hit in the US. Economists warning the move, likened to Nixon's economic shifts, could endanger business investments and also consumer confidence. With tariffs spanning a wide range of products, the impact on American households expected to be severe, leaving many questioning how countries will now react. The uncertainty surrounding the changes have lasting consequences for both financial markets and international trade dynamics as well. As you would imagine, tech stocks plunged, with Apple taking the lead in a sell-off after the new tariffs were announced. The iPhone giant saw its shares plummet over 9%. That's a staggering $310 billion loss in a day in market value, marking the worst day since the pandemic in March 2020. The turmoil follows President Trump's announcements of heavy tariffs on imports from key partners, including that staggering 54% total tariff on Chinese goods. Also think about Vietnam. That's where Apple's iPhones are produced, in those countries. With escalating trade restrictions, Apple is striving to diversify its supply chain now, the new tariffs threatening the effort significantly. Analysts warning the developments will continue to weigh heavily on tech stocks as the sector grapples with a reshaped economic landscape. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney announcing that Canada will impose a 25% tariff on vehicles imported from the United States, matching the tariffs recently announced by Donald Trump. The decision follows Trump's auto tariffs that took effect yesterday, Carney conveying his intentions during a phone call with Trump last week. He stated that while these measures are taken reluctantly, they aim to create maximum impact on the US while minimising effects on Canada. Here's the PM.
I told the President that I will be working hard for the next month to earn the right to represent Canada in those discussions, to get the best deal for Canada under the new U.S. approach. At the same time, Canada must be looking elsewhere to expand our trade, to build our economy, and to protect our sovereignty. Canada is ready to take a leadership role in building a coalition of like-minded countries who share our values. We believe in international cooperation. We believe in the free and open exchange of goods, services, and ideas. And if the United States no longer wants to lead, Canada will.
In the EU, Mercedes-Benz now contemplating moving some vehicle production to the United States due to the impact of Donald Trump's new 25% auto tariffs. The company's production chief revealing that flexibility is vital as they now evaluate the effects of the tariffs on their operations. German car makers, including Mercedes, now facing challenges as the tariffs create uncertainty right across the market.